Things are heating up with Bitcoin. We've got a lot of turmoil with political actions happening right now with like flip-flopping of tariffs. Some interesting economic data that I think we need to talk about here. But before we get going, go ahead and check out Capital Curiosities. It's a new growing channel. They like to focus on financial true crime, so true fin crime. I've been enjoying the stories that they post. They've got a new one upcoming on Sunday here. You can see the premiere. You can have it notify you when that's available. Go ahead and check them out. Link in the description. And with that said, let's get going. So we're going to start with the economic calendar here. So a couple of things. So this is Friday, May 30th. Let's see, PCE index came in at a 0.1 euro. It's at the year over year, or previous was 0. So we came in, we're heating up with PCE index a little bit. Year over year, it's at 2.1 with the expected was 2.2, so we're actually a little cooler than expected. On core, we're still also year over year a little cooler than expected. U.S. advanced trade balance in goods. Okay, last time it was a negative 162. That's balancing out here with being 87 billion now. So these old numbers of being wildly negative are one of the reasons GDP was so bad. There's one thing that came in yesterday that I forgot to talk about, forgot to mention that we really need to look at, and is going to be massively impactful and possibly even cause a recession all on its own. And that's pending home sales. Pending home sales. That is negative 6%. That is over 6 times worse than expected. It was expected to be negative 1%. It came in at negative 6% yesterday. What does that mean? That means that 6 times less home sales than expected happened, meaning people aren't buying houses. It's difficult either to get mortgages or people don't feel as though they can afford them. Whatever the case, this is going to drag down property values. Who has the most wealth in the country? Property owners. What are they going to do when they feel less wealthy? They're going to spend less. That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt consumer confidence here. I don't know how long of a lag this is going to take to make an effect on the market, but pending home sales, real estate prices decreasing, while good for buyers of homes down the road, it is going to cause some serious turmoil in the market. All right, anyways, let's move on to Bitcoin. Before we get on to Bitcoin, we're going to look at the overall market. So about 2 days ago, it was determined by a federal trade court that the tariffs were illegal and they were stripped from being enforced for a day. And look what happened. We got 2% as compared to the 90-day pause, which was back here on April 9th, where we got 10.5%. We're not going to get a day like that again. This proves it right here. This proves it that this is about as much gas that's left in the tank on the rally due to tariffs being worked out. It's about 2%. Okay, not 10%. We're not going to see another 10% day off of trade news, I don't think. And the reason we got that 10% day was because if we go back to the RSI here, we were at like 21. No, we were at 20.6, 20.7 on the RSI for the SPY daily chart, and it came in with some big news, so we got a 10% day. Currently, we are at 61. Back 2 days ago, we were at like 63 or something, maybe 62, 63. A couple of days ago, we got news that tariffs were completely removed for a few hours at least, and we only got a 2% pop off of that. So don't expect 10% days off of tariff news anymore unless we see RSI come back down to under 30 range into the oversold area. Without that, I mean, the highest we could see is maybe back up to like 610 or something, which from here on a single day would be pretty big, but I don't think that's what we're going to get. Let's see where we at. We're right here. That'd be a 4% day if it happened. Okay, anyways, let's move on to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's falling. I talked about this yesterday. I talked about this a couple of days ago. I said it could come out of this channel and we'd be seeing about $100,000, and that's what I was expecting. And that is exactly what's happening. All right, so great. We were right. Fantastic. What do we do about this? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get array. I'm going to draw array, and I'm going to draw it right here. So we got angle 1. And let me go here. We got angle 2. All right, let me lock those down. So angle 2 is my aggressive entry, right? This would be my aggressive re-entry into this, or my if I didn't sell anything, my aggressive adding zone right here is this line 1 or angle 2, and then angle 1 is it's going to continue to come back up into the channel is the idea. All right, I don't think we're done yet. I think RSI wants to do a 50 retracement and then bounce. And to get that 50 retracement, I think we got to come to the bottom of this candle down here, about $102,000. So about 102.3, something like that. Let me go ahead and draw a horizontal line right there. I'm going to make this one white, lock it down. It's about 102,000. I'm expecting, I want to see about 102,000, maybe even 100,000 flat. And then we turn around on this thing. Basically, right now, we're looking for a cycle low. We're looking for a daily cycle low here. Once we see that cycle low and it makes a bottom and it starts crawling back up, basically, we'll know that that's the case when when we come above and close above this candle here, which would be about like 108,000, 109, about 109,000. If we go down into like a 2 hour, let me see, 2 hour. Yeah, okay, 2 hour. You see some of my candles just turned white. That's a new indicator that I coded yesterday. Basically, these volume bars are in the top like 6 percentile for volume bars, so they're every like 96% or 94% of all other volume bars are smaller than them, and that is for volume analysis, quick volume analysis. Basically, I want to see price get and close above 106 to know that I can go to the next one, which is here, and then if price can get above and close above 108,000, then it's got room to that next volume bar, which would be at about 110,000. That's basically, I'll do a whole video about volume analysis here soon. I'm going to do a lot of videos about a lot of different things, but since we're coming so close to the end of the Bitcoin cycle, and right now we're looking at a daily cycle low and launch, I'm focusing more on this right now. I do want to get back to income machine. I do want to get back to like technicals, like teaching technicals, things like that, but Bitcoin requires all my attention right now on what's going on. So anyways, yeah, I don't hate this. This is looking a little bit on the 2 hour chart, at least. This is looking a little bit like a bottoming pattern, but we also know that this could be a flag and a resumption down to here, and then we could base, and then we get one green candle that'll take us up. We might go flat a little bit from there, come back down a tiny bit, and then take off from there, back up to the highs. That's what we're looking for anyways. So that's Bitcoin for now. How are the miners? How are the miners performing here? All right, let's see how the miners are performing. Let me get back to an actual tool I want. All right, miners, CleanSpark. We're gonna look at CleanSpark. It fell out of the channel as well. So same sort of scenario here. I'm looking at CleanSpark coming back down to about 776. I don't want to see it go any lower than that. And why don't I want to see it go any lower than that? Let me see here. Find like the biggest green bar I've had in a while. What's the biggest green bar down here? We already crossed that one a while ago. Okay, and then we got this one here. That's no good. We really don't want to get under 833, which is this bar right here. Under 833. Yeah, then we got room to fall all the way back down to support, which is all the way down here. So this is going to be our support. 773 is our major support. If we crack 833, which will be support as well, but if we crack 833, then we're going to fall to there pretty quickly. So yeah, we're not holding up, and that's to be expected. CleanSpark warrants will be in the same scenario. I'm looking at CleanSpark warrants to like barcode in this little zone right here for a little while. I really don't want to see it go back under 41. If it does go back under 41, it will likely come back down to 31. So if we lose 41, we'll come back to 31. If we hold 41, we'll barcode between 41 and 56 until Bitcoin decides to turn around. Okay, so pay attention to that on the warrants. If you're currently holding them and we're here and we fall to 41 and hold 41, we're looking at 11 to 12% dip. If we go all the way to 31, we're looking at a 33% dip, which I think would have us violate angle 2 here and come back to eventually touch angle 1, which would be all the way down here sometime in the first 2 weeks of June, which would align with my ideas of a dip in the first couple weeks of June. Okay, pay attention to that. Watch it close. All right. Anyways, that's all I've got for you today. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to talk about. You can see all the pretty much all the alts are doing terrible. That sucks. If you're looking to at MicroStrategy to lead, MicroStrategy is just kind of holding in this area right now. It is pre-market is down, so we are expecting it to potentially. I'm still looking at MicroStrategy to come down to about 340. If you're looking to go inverse on MicroStrategy and you don't want to do like options to inverse it or something because they're expensive, you can look at MSTZ. This is one I've been watching right here. You can see it is forming a pretty nice cup and handle right here. We got a little cup. This could be a handle, and then this could launch potentially. And if we can get into this area up here, let me get back to the tool I want. If we can get back up into this area up here between 520 and 767, there's not a lot of resistance in this zone. We could easily find it trading at about $7. So that'd be a $2, basically $2 per share that you'd be getting bumped up on, and that's not bad. You know, get a 100 shares. That's $200, or yeah, that's $200 there on that. I can't think right now. It's so early. Where's my volume profile? What's it taking so long? Is it still loading? No, it's supposed to be there. I don't know why it's not giving me a volume profile on this guy. Let me go down to 4 hours, see if it gives me there. Still no volume profile? Okay. I don't know why that's not loading, but I was looking for the volume profile. Let's see if there's a speed ramp in here. There it is. Yeah, once we cross 543, we're looking at, because the equilibrium volume on this bad boy is all the way up at $16. I don't think it's going to get there because you can see this little shelf of resistance right there at 767 is like the highest I really expect it to go. And there is a kind of, like you can see here on the right, that volume is getting less and less and less up to that point. And that is an area where there's a spike in volume. And if we can get above that, then it could crawl up to about $12. So I am looking right now. I've got a line on this bad boy right here. This one right there. This is my alert right here at 536. Once it gets above 536, I'm looking at potentially buying a couple hundred shares, maybe a little more than a few hundred shares. And I'm looking at it to, I'm looking to ride that up to about 767, maybe sell a quarter or a third or so there. And then if it can cross it, go up. And if it starts to fail there and come back, back down towards about 651, I'd cut it at 651 on that way. And on the way down, if it doesn't launch right away and it goes anywhere beneath like 470, then I'd be cutting that trade there as well. Anyways, that's all I've got for you today. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Check out the Trade Cave store, link in the description, as well as the channel bio. Don't forget to check out Capital Curiosities if you're interested in some fun financial stories, some crazy things throughout history that have happened, and have a profitable day.